Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about money. I grew up working in sales and pushing really hard and being very aggressive, and when I wanted something I was going to make it happen, and there was a lot of forcing, but I was able to manipulate the energy and create a lot of money. And then later, I started focusing on spirituality and ease and flow and intentions and manifesting. And then I got to a place where I wanted to merge these two parts of me together. The one that was very aggressive and, using techniques and just going for it, and knowing that she could accomplish anything. And if she wanted it, she was going to get it. And it just took a matter of doing this and this and this and this. The other aspect was just full of grace and full of knowing and full of magic. And that aspect, there was just more ease and flow. And so in trying to merge these two, it was really interesting because this one had a certain mask that had to be articulate and eloquent and professional and speak in a different way and perfect. Had to be, had to know her stuff and polished and dress the right way and talk the right way and put a smile on. And then this other person was, could relax into the flow, could listen for guidance, could speak to someone very slowly and softly, and there would be an opening there. And so I've been really trying to look at these two different ways of bringing in money, because both of them were capable of bringing in money. But when I tried to merge the two together, there was this divide, there was this split. And so I really started looking at where I had limitations around money. And I noticed that I felt like this part could attract money, but there was a certain limit. There was like a lot of money couldn't come in from it being so in the flow and so easy and so comfortable and so in alignment. This part, since I'd have to work really, really hard and it was uncomfortable, this part could earn more. And so I really started looking at, what is that? What is that part? And it was, I got in touch with the masculine part that felt like things had to be forced and driven in there. And if there wasn't that drive, then I didn't feel completely worthy of bringing in a lot of money. I also noticed that if I didn't bring in a lot of money, it was directly tied to my worth. And that was a big block, because I was taking my power and my personal worth and I was putting it out on money. And I wasn't really connecting with money as an energy flow. I was holding it separate from me. And what was interesting is that I could attract money, but it would come through other people. It wouldn't be through always what I was doing from this part. And so I started noticing this disconnect that I had from money, and just started diving deeper and deeper and deeper into that, like how connected it was with my sense of worth. And what I got down to was I didn't connect at the heart level with money. I didn't make it sacred. And everything else that I interact with and, you know, come in contact with in my life, I hold in a sacred way. You know, my relationships with my friends and everybody, relationships with nature, my relationship with animals, my relationship with my vehicles, my relationship with my clothes, everything for me, I hold in a sacred way. And I heard someone say that, you know, that she started holding money as sacred and putting it on her altar, and a light bulb went on. And I really got it. How everything else in my life I hold as something sacred, and I develop a relationship with it. I tap into the spirit of it, except for money. And money is the one place that I've felt blocked. One of the biggest places. The other place is also my creative flow, which makes sense because both of those are kind of connected with my own inner creative flow. And so when I opened up to that and started looking at how I could hold money in a sacred way, I started feeling a shift. And so what I'm working with now is I put it on my altar with my my beautiful things, flowers, my archetypes, things that mean a lot to me. I put on my altar. And so I put money on there. And at first I was a little bit lost, not quite knowing like how am I gonna make this sacred. So it's gone from holding it completely away from me and just kind of using it to now I'm going to make it sacred. And so what I just started doing was like breathing and just trying to tap into the spirit of money, because everything has a spirit, everything has an energy, you know, and if we get quiet and still enough, we can listen to that, we can tap into that. And so my intention has been lately to bring spirituality and business together, to do entrepreneurship in a conscious way, to merge the two. And so now on the level of money, I'm doing that in a very small way, and I can feel it shifting. And for so long, I just held it separate. Like, to be professional meant one thing, and to be spiritual meant another. But now it's really coming into merging the two is being authentic. Merging the two and making money sacred and holding and bringing everything together is what is authentic and what is real and what is sacred. And so this has been huge for me. I wanted to share it with you. I know for some people there's a definite block in bringing the two together. There's such a divide between, you know, professionalism, business, and spirituality for some. And it just feels so important that we start bridging the gap between these two. And so on a very personal level, I've been able to dissolve blocks that I've had around money for a long time, just by getting to know it, getting to know the energy of it, getting to hold it in a place that is higher than I've held it before, and an honoring of that. And I also see it as, you know, when I've been in management and I've worked with teams of people, and I am a leader now of a team of people, when I am able to come to a place of honoring them and honoring their needs and honoring their way and listening to them, there is a bond that happens. And these the people that I have the strongest bonds with are the ones that stay, and the ones that succeed the most. And there's a direct connection with how much honor I bring into the relationship with another person. And so I'm treating the money in the same way. Like, how much honor can I bring to money? Because I have dishonored it for a long time. And I have dishonored myself, and not seen my own worth when money has not flowed, been flowing in. So, I mean, there is this connection, and I'm seeing it, and I want to share it with other people so that maybe they can experiment in ways that maybe they've not felt like money brought good things to them, or whatever it is for you. Like, just kind of take a look and see how do you feel about money? How do you, look at it as if it was a person in your group. They're normally people that you have a hard time connecting with, and you know what your story is around them. They're obnoxious, they're rude, and I just can't work with them. You have that story. And we all have stories around money. Some of us have healthy stories, positive stories. Some of us have negative stories, like what money means. For me, a lot of money and a lot of success meant corruption. And I saw it 2 times in my life very strongly. And so it just kind of confirmed that. So I've had to unravel that story. And I've had to change the story that I have around money, because the truth is, money didn't cause that corruption. It just didn't. And I've been able to see how much power that I've given away to money, but in a negative way. And it kind of fueled the negative story around it. So I invite you to look at what stories you have around money. What is your idea of what money is? What does it do? How do you interact with it, or do you interact with it? And then see if there's an opening there for you to develop a better relationship with it, just like you would a coworker or somebody in your group or your organization. See where you can be more open, see where you can be more flexible, see where you can be more accepting, and see where you're digging your heels in, because generally where you're digging your heels in is exactly where you need to work on opening up. And I hope this has been helpful. This is my own personal story, and it's still unraveling. I'm still working with it, and I'll keep sharing it. Thanks for watching.